Yes, Stufas, you already know what it is. We're back with another episode live here in the studio on Chicano Street, right here on your favorite Chicano channel on YouTube. Yup, we're the ones that brought this back like a firestorm. And shout out to everyone que apoya. Shout out to everyone that supports. We see you sharing the content, subscribe, commenting. We appreciate that, man. From the bottom of our pinche corazones, we're knocking on the door at 19K. Well, it's because of you, man. So if not, I'll be talking to a pinche phone right here, solo, a la chingada, right? So shout out to you guys. Anyways, hit that pinche like button. That's all you got to do. Some formalities, and right next to it is a chinga tu madre button. It's all to the good. You don't have to like what I say, but what I say is gonna be raw, real, unapologetically the pinche truth. And there ain't too many babosos like that. I'll tell you that. And if you don't like it, there's a chinga tu madre right there. There's a share. There's a thank you. There's all these buttons all right here along the bottom. Hey, I appreciate it because it actually helps out the canal. And that's what we're trying to do, right? Is get this 831, get the Alisal district, get us over here, our footprint on YouTube. Well, we're not trying to. We already did that already. So I appreciate you guys and for your support. All right. Anyways, this is something that was sent to me actually a while ago. And I thought it to be one of these topics that, as we're gonna lay the foundation out for Chicano Tube, which a lot of people have asked me in the past, hey, what is the target of your channel? What is the goal? What is the objective, right? If you think about it, like even in a business world, right? There's goals, there's objective. What are we trying to accomplish? If we're not aiming at anything, then we're aimless and we're not going to hit anything because we don't have a target in mind, right? And so I broke it down simply just by searching my soul, right? Because if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna be as real as hell with the people, man. I'm gonna pour myself out unapologetically. It's gonna be me and no one else. If you're looking for something else, well, shit, there's a lot of carbon copies out there, but I'm gonna be who God wanted me to be. So I searched inside of me. Dije, lo primero es Dios, right? We got to get that right because that's going to fix a lot of us up, man, in our lives, not just eternal life, but it fixes us up in our life and in our families' lives, right? It's going to be Dios and it's going to be the familia. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because the Godfather said, if you don't spend time with your familia, no somos animales. That's what he said. It's a Latin word, right? Spanish saying, which we're talking about today, Spanish, but it's Latin, right? It's a spin-off. Uh, Anyways, and cultura. This is what we do right here, right? We push cultura because if not, then these awesome pinche chingon pieces like this, no one would care about, man. Having a pinche eagle warrior. Look at this one. Gente, look at the detail on this thing. I'm just telling you, the homie from the Yucatan, God, that is a huge bone crusher. Look at it against in real life. Look, my hand on the handle, just so you know. If not, no one would really give a shit about La Cultura anymore, and it would be reduced to a cool little graphic design on Instagram, um, and or a little or a T-shirt, right? Like a Jesus T-shirt when he had thorns on, or a T-shirt, or a mural. But that's as far as it would go. It wouldn't go past the walls. It wouldn't go past T-shirts, designs on social media. It wouldn't go past anywhere. So here, that's what we're trying to do, and that's going to be us. And we appreciate you guys that support all the single time, every time for every episode you watch. Hit the like, and then to the members only también, I want to give them a shout out. Shout out to the members only, the backbone of the community. Gracias, members only. Gracias for everything that you guys have been doing also in this movement that we're talking about. Okay, long ass intro. Now let's go ahead and get into it. Look, people want to throw things out there. We did a video a couple videos ago, right? The hater world threw something out there. Shout out to the hater world, cabron. Shout out to you. He threw something out there. I'm tired of seeing some watered down ass fools, man. So am I. I'm tired of seeing watered down shit too. You know what I mean? And so someone asked me one time, he goes, well, Mike, what do you think about people that don't speak Spanish? Is that an automatic 100% disqualifier for someone to be able to fly, or let's just say to identify as being Chicano? So I'm going to answer that question on this video. But first, I want to backtrack since bringing up something pretty, foundational over here on the channel, which is the definition. We got to know what we're talking about in order to dissect it properly. or else we're not going to be able to dissect it properly. All right. So, what are we talking about? The foundation. Some people say it's not an identity. Some people say it's an ethnicity. Some people say it's whatever you want it to be, right? Which is the term Chicano, right? I'm gonna go ahead and stick to the truest and the most traditional interpretation of it, just because I want to be conservative in that and traditional in that. If I'm looking to read something into something, then I'm always gonna find that. I'm not looking to read something into what's a Chicano, make it fit something that I want it to fit. I'm just gonna stick it to its purest form, right? It's kind of like the Mexican culture, which obviously is in Mexico. Now, unfortunately, a lot of cabrones, and I'm actually talking about pinche Chicanos, never had the experience to be in Mexico. They never had the experience to be in a rancho in Mexico. They never had an experience of being in a rancho in Mexico in El Potrillo, walking down the long dirt roads with a little Coke, with a plastic bag. They don't even give you the bottle, a plastic bag and a straw, sipping on a Coke, walking vacas, toros, taking them to los corrales, counting them, coming back. None of that stuff, right? Chivos, puercos, climbing up trees to pull down aguacates the size of footballs. Um, those are some of the best memories of my life, man. But a lot of Chicanos don't have that. They're second, third, fourth, fifth generation. And there could be a lot of generations, you know. But its truest definition is going to be Mexican parents born in Mexico having children in the United States, automatically making their children Americans. Okay. United States citizens, Americans, you know. And some people already, right when I say that, que a la chingada, que esto, calma tu pedo, man. Over here, internet got a lot of people riled up and stirred up, and we'll talk about the controversial things here on the channel anyway. So maybe don't calma tu pedo. How about comment below and I'll make a video about it? How about that? Comment below and I'll make a video about any of your pedos that you got here on the internet, right? Or anyone want to pick a bone, right, with Mikey, a la chingada. I'm not saying that's some kind of pinchy philosopher. ¿Quién soy yo, güey? You know what I mean? ¿Quién soy yo? Here we are. All right. ¿Quién soy yo? We got the channel popping. How about that? So they don't have the experience because they've already been inside the United States deep, generations deep already. So they never were with abuelita. They never got to see an abuelita making tortillas de mano con los huaraches y manteles y trenzas largas, indigenous features, dark skin, or maybe light skin like my mom. My mom, light skin, green eyes, the Jalisco blood in moms. They just never got to experience that. So they're already the pinchy Americanized. Okay, ballpark dogs and baseball stakes and barbecues and gabachas named Debbie and Rhonda and a lo mejor that was it. You know, that was to the extent that the as deep as the roots go. And hopefully when they watch the channel like this, hopefully they get mad at me for talking shit. Well, maybe they take it as talking shit, but at least I'm trying to stir you up to go and dig that out. Go and find Abuelita's old photo album. Or go and take a trip to Mexico and don't just go to Pinche Baja or Acapulco or Cabo. And how about you go and find out where great grandpa used to live? And if they have a property or ranch over there, how about you go and visit that for a couple weeks? It'll be the simple life. Some people will call it the boring life. I call it the happy life. That's what I call it. You know, at a certain age, peace just has no value anymore. No value. And the ones that don't want peace and come on the internet and stick their chest out and I'm this and I'm that and I'm this. I don't need to say anything else, right? Anyways, so unfortunately, yeah, their pinche chicanismo is reduced to maybe, I don't know, the Mexican inside their DNA might be shit, might be even less than 20%. You know, I was joking around about that one individual. I don't even want to say his name, and I was calling him 10% because I'm like, damn, maybe if he did it, maybe 10%. I'm not the judge and the jury. I mean, I do think if someone's gonna be, you know, talking about nuestra cultura, you know, why not them have some of the blood pumping through their veins. You don't think that's a qualifier? I mean, I would think that's a qualifier. Like, hey, let me have some of the blood. But then shout out to Slugs, El Cabron Slugs. I was over there with Slugs. I'm going to see you too, Cabron, in a little bit. I'm going to pull up over there. Y va a ser un pinche calorón, way. Man, we're going to have to get a 12, Cabron. This ain't going to be no 6 kind of live. It's got to be at least a 12 kind of live because I know it's going to be like 118, Cabron, when I pull up. Um, He said, hey, you know what? This is what Slug said. Slug said, you know what? Hey, if he loves that shit, let him talk about that shit. He loves that shit. He loves that shit more than some of us. And he's talking, and it's a sad thing. You know what I mean? That's why hopefully, like I said, I don't even need to say hopefully. I know I've seen it. In the last 2 years that Chicano Tube has been out, cabrones have been claiming to be Chicano. Oh, that's me. I check every box. You know, Mexican American, first gen. I speak Spanish. Es de otro, es de otro. My parents were born in Mexico. Y es de otro, right? I'm a U.S. citizen. And okay, you notice on that list I just gave right now, I said speaking Spanish. So do I believe that speaking Spanish? Let's get to the crux of the meat and potatoes of the video right now, cabrones. Hit that pinche like right there. Share the video, cabrones, or something. Word of mouth. Algo. Um, do should they speak Spanish? I say yes. I mean, if I could just be very clear and direct, like I always am, I don't have no reservations in my heart. I don't feel like why I should have to try to filter something I'm gonna say because of what people are gonna think, or even in my professional life or anything like that. This is the podcast world. This is the podcast space right here that we're in right now. And if you're gonna know anything about Mikey here on Chicano Tube, it's because one, me vale. Two, I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is, whether you like to hear it or not. It's gonna be the medicine that you need to hear. Okay, on how a lot of times we're getting played politically or this or that or whatever I get into. You already hear my pinches berrinches on here, right? Well, if you subscribe long enough, then you have. If not, go back and watch the archive. Right, there's repeats forever. So, anyways, should they speak Spanish? Absolutely. If they don't, is it their fault? No, I'm not saying it's their fault. They just don't know how to communicate with la raza. Now, some people will get in my comment sections, oh, Mikey, Spanish is not our first language, a la chingada. You don't even speak Nahua, only a couple words, but it was a long time ago. But you don't even speak Nahua. You're pinche también, not 100%, quién sabe qué, because this and that, and I don't know. People come after me, right, for all kinds of stuff on the internet, right? But I say, if you can't communicate with the people, you can't communicate with the people. Again, I'm not saying this is your fault. You're missing the point. That's aside the fact. Okay, follow my logic here. It's not that. That's not the point. Not the point that your parents didn't teach you, your grandparents didn't teach you. Maybe grandparents spoke a little bit, but it fizzled out because you just grew up with the homies and all you want to do is hang out and you're in California and the homies ain't teaching you Spanish. You had to have got that from the house. Spanish was my first language, actually. English was my second language. But until about maybe second grade, when all of a sudden all the Kens and Trevors and Kyles and all the blue hair, blonde hair, blue eye kids, I couldn't talk to them for like a year or two. After that, my tongue just boom, it just took off like a jet plane. And now I'm talking to all the Kens and all the Archers and all the Tylers and all the Zacks. So yeah, I'm not saying that's aside the fact, but as a Chicano, right? Okay, Cesar Chavez. Let's start naming some of them. Dolores Huerta, otra, powerful, influential Chicano leader, right? Corky Gonzalez, another one. Okay. What's the guy? The guy's name is Reina. I forgot the guy in New Mexico. All these other people. If they wouldn't be able to communicate with La Raza, one, the Raza would tear them up. The raza would tear them up because again, we're our own worst enemy. They'll go after them easily for not knowing Spanish, and they're trying to communicate to the Spanish people. They're talking to la raza, which is, don't get mad, this is not the video for it, but when I say la raza, I mean what they meant. I meant what they meant, which is of course brown people and stuff like that. But the majority of the time when Cesar Chavez said La Raza, I was referring to the Mexican people. Again, don't get mad. I'm not trying to stir shit up over here. Even my Salvadoreños, Guatemaltecos, Hondureños, and everyone, they even reach out to me and they tell me in my DMs, Mikey, we know you're not shooting shots. You're just saying it, your experience. And I don't know how else to deliver it or how else do you want it, you know? So should they be able to? Yeah, they should. That way you can communicate with the people. If not, we're going to get so watered down that what's left to pass on to the kids? Oh, we'll teach them now on. Okay, we'll do that shit too. Go to like I go to the Mexica festivals and all these festivals where it just looks like cabrones, you know, doing limpias with smoke and apocalypto. They're dressed all indigenous. And I get down like that too. I say it's in my blood. Why do you think I don't like it? But that I say I made a short and it went viral. And that short, you remember the short, right? The short that went viral. What did I say in the short that went viral? And it went viral, lightweight viral, right? And really, that was a stir the pot kind of pinchy short. I knew it was going to be a stir the pot short because I said, you know, Chicanos that don't speak Spanish are like middle of the mall chains. And we all know middle of the mall chains are the chains that are going to turn your neck green. No one wants to wear chains that are going to turn your neck green. All right. Um, and again, it was to stir the pot, but it was like you really what it was is spark the conversation, gente. How deep do we got to go on this? Not too fucking deep. Don't hang your head on this thing. No, this is all just internet parabola. Okay. Cotorreo, I guess, at the end of the day. But I don't know how you can really truly identify 100% with the people if you don't speak their language. Now, I'm not saying, you know, like I can't speak to a Canadian, a French, or a British, or an English guy. And, you know, I have to speak their native tongue. We could meet in the middle and speak English. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. But I mean, especially during the Chicano movement, I mean, gente, you had to talk to montones de raza at these rallies and just hundreds and thousands of raza everywhere. If you needed to say something in Spanish, just say it. I mean, it'll sound choppy, but just practice it then. But at least people know you'll be a little bit more in tune. And that's it, man. I'm not going down this rabbit hole anymore, but I do want to hear what you guys got to say about it. I don't just want to be talking aquí nomás para el pinche video for computer land, Circuit City land, Electronics Plus land. But let me know below what you guys think about it or not. Even of the word Chicano, because some people say, no, chale, it's not even an identity. It's not this, it's not that. Whatever it is, guess what? There's those pinche países on this Chicano flag that's right behind me, right over here. And yes, I dubbed it. I'm the one that named this pinche bandera right here. I named this flag right here, the Chicano flag, because it can't just have one. It needs to have both. Okay. It needs to have both. The United States, love that experience, and the Mexican, love that experience as well. If you were shorted as a youngster or as a person in your life, damn it, man. I don't know what to say, man. But hey, it's not too late then. Catch a flight to Mexico, cabrones. Tap in with the motherland allá, ¿verdad? Anyways, gente, I'm out. I'm going to catch you guys on the next episode. Let's keep doing these drops. I'll see you on the next one.